consortium partners. This is Sam Penry, the Director of Special Education for the Rural Virtual Academy. I am going to be sharing a short presentation about the RVA and how it impacts our partnership in regard to special education. And if you've attended these before, a lot of this is going to be review. There's not a lot of new information. And if you are new to all this, it's great to have you. And if you would like to meet with me separately at any point in time, please let me know. I'd love to meet with you, answer any questions you might have, whether you're new or have been around for a while. Either way, I think it would be great for us to connect if you're having any questions about anything RVA and our special education partnership. So the first thing I like to remind our partners is that we are the Rural Virtual Academy, but we always say that our RVA stands for Relationships, Values, and Academics. In that order, no apologies. And our relationships, include those relationships with you, our partner districts. So those are very important to us. We like that our students can be tied to the buildings through our partnership. They can take up to half of their courses in building with you and still be fully enrolled with RVA. We like that they can participate in the district-led extracurriculars and they have a way to be tied back to that building. And if you have a learning center, you can require attendance at those learning centers for new RVA students. And sometimes that helps those students to be very successful when they start in the Rural Virtual Academy. We provide services to our partner districts. No open enrollment is required for students to enroll with us. Our services look a little bit different in the elementary, middle school, and high school. Our special education teaching ratio is 25 students to 1 special education teacher. We work with those students at least weekly, if not daily. And those students will have book-based, online self-paced options or live teaching options depending on their level and what is most appropriate for them. As students transition to middle school and high school, we do encourage more of those live classes, but it is not appropriate for all of our special education students. We have a district Connect umbrella of the RVA. So sometimes when students are not able to get into the RVA, I'm able to work with your district to set them up with digital curriculum that can be overseen by somebody within your district. So if you have an emergency situation where a student needs to be in a home-based learning environment, I can work with your teachers to try and make sure that the appropriate courses and digital content is selected. And then either Allie Ranum or Lee Cisneros, part of our District Connect team, will work with that teacher to train them as to how to monitor the content and how to assign things to students and set them up for success. With our partnership, we share responsibilities for those special education students. The RVA is responsible for holding annual IEP meetings, writing IEPs, writing those post-secondary transition plans, completing progress reports. Our progress reports are completed on a semester basis, so twice per year. We also implement interventions and complete progress monitoring for all of our students who are in intervention or part of the specific learning disability evaluation process. As a consortium partner, you would provide related services for students. You would provide things like speech, OT, PT, and things of that nature. Sometimes adaptive Phy-Ed, sometimes social skills groups, and we work those things out at the IEP meeting, depending on what we think is in the student's best interest when they transition to the RVA. You assign 1 district representative to attend the IEP for each student. That person can be a different person for each student you have enrolled in the RVA. You would conduct initial and re-evaluations. You would also conduct state testing for students with and without accommodations. If a student comes to us in the RVA and their only IEP service is speech and language, then you would provide the speech and language services for that student. You would also have that speech and language pathologist case manage those students within your IEP writing program, send the invitation, write the IEP, hold the meeting. I would put that speech and language pathologist in touch with our RVA regular education teacher. So our regular education teacher could be in attendance and provide information regarding the student and their progress with regular education in the RVA. If a student is in the age where they are doing the Indicator 7 early childhood outcomes, those outcomes would also be filled out by you within your system, just because that is a different portal than the post-secondary transition plan and not one that we want our staff to have access to in your district. If you have any questions or need any information to complete that reporting, our special education teachers are familiar with the reporting and would be happy to help you get you anything you need to complete that. We also have our consortium partners manage 504 plans and EL plans for students who attend the RVA. So special education in the RVA and are part of our partnership can be a little bit complex. We do need to have our teachers request access to your PTP systems just for your RVA school. We also write our IEPs through Skyward, and all of our IEPs are written. They do have the Medford School District listed at the top. We try to make sure that we get that changed over for your district for RVA and things like that. But some of the forms do have Medford School District listed because we share an IEP writing software with them. We do not require a separate LEA representative for every meeting. So for example, sometimes if it's a special education student, our teacher will be serving in multiple roles. They will serve as the LEA representative and the special education teacher at that meeting. If you are wanting a separate LEA representative assigned from your district to attend that meeting, then you most certainly can do that and communicate that with whoever the representative is who is getting communication about the student, whoever that one designated person is in your district who will be communicating with our case manager. That person can definitely invite an LEA representative as well. For audit implications, if you are in your first year with the RVA and you're still considered an affiliate member, we hold the WISE ID for students and we will be responsible for the audit. If you are in a full consortium partner, you are an invested member, then you will hold the WISE ID for that student, and that student will then fall under your audit within your district. We also require transfer forms that I will send to you or whoever you've designated within your district for students who are transitioning into the RVA. For those students who are transitioning to us in the RVA, those Google transfer forms are sent, as I said, and we get all of the information that we need to upload that student into Skyward and make sure that we're honoring all of those dates within the system. So that way nothing is overdue and we hold everything as needed. We do have multiple students within multiple school districts. So assigning just one district representative for each student does make it much simpler for our staff to not miss anything. If we have multiple people for every student, it's just much easier for our staff to miss sending information. So we do ask that just one district representative is assigned. We will include all required IEP team members in our communication. So for example, if a student has speech, OT, and PT within your district, and we are communicating with your district, we will communicate with all of those required team members, OT, PT, and speech, as well as your one representative. Also, let us know if we can help. Some of you I know have reached out in the past for support as far as psychological services, speech, OT, PT. We do have DHH and VI. For the most part, we help consortium partners by providing these services to students within the RVA. However, there are times where we can help with some of your brick and mortar students and provide virtual services. This is only if we have an overflow on our end, but it doesn't ever hurt to just reach out and ask us if we're able to do those things. And it always gives us ideas for how we can better our services and our supports to you as well. For our consortium partners, we ask that the student's cumulative file is sent to the RVA office, and you will keep the special education file. When we do our request for records, we only ask for the last copy of the last IEP, the most recent IEP that is, and the last reevaluation. If you think that there are more things that we would need for that particular student, you can certainly reach out to me and we will look at those things as well. As I said, if you have any questions about any of this, please email me. We can set up a meeting or a phone conversation and a time to talk. I know something that has come up often in the past is state testing, and I want to assure you all that we are encouraging all of our families to participate in state testing, either in their home districts or within the RVA. I know that that is something that has not been well attended in the past, and we're hoping that we're moving in our work with DPI in a good direction in encouraging those families to complete state testing either in their consortiums or. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.